Back again, wanted to do another video on this business proposal plan. Talked with a couple of people today. So I called a customer of mine who is a long-standing CPA, and he referred me to a business lawyer that deals with sales and buyouts and things like that of companies. So this should be a fairly small job for him. But what he let me, and then I also talked with another friend. So I'll start with the conversation I had with a friend, and he actually works in the, loan. Yeah, actually, he does things in loans. It's exactly what I called him. But what he let me know is usually the way this price is, you come about this price of the business price being $300K, is that the way it works is the net profit, or the profit that you take from the business, is multiplied 3 years out. And that's simply because in 3 to 5 years, you want to make all your money back. So if you can make all your money back from the actual initial sale or buyout of the company in 3 to 5 years, you should be able to make that money back. 3 years, really. So that's how about 120K turns into about 310K, or that's how they take the 120K and then they determine the business sale price of 310K. So the gentleman that I talked to, as far as the owner is concerned, he probably knows this, and he's probably been told this before. So that's how he came up with that number. So then after that, I called Mr. Shapiro, and he let me know that, or he referred me to this business lawyer. After my friend said all that, he's like, yeah, listen, you can actually, let's go back to the conversation, my friend. He's like, listen, you can probably come in there with 10% down, almost like what you're doing when you're buying vehicles or anything like that, or even a house. You can come in with a certain percentage down and say, hey, listen, I can pay it off over the time. And I was like, yo, listen, man, that's exactly what I wanted to do. And he's like, yeah, man, screw that guy. You don't really have to, abide by that, which we all know, a deal is to be made, not really to be, it's not pre-made, it's to be made. So that's usually the philosophy that I go by in these things. It's like he can come in with any price he wants. It's only it's only respectable if I actually respect it. I don't have to go with it. He can always sell that to somebody else, and he can sell it to somebody else cheaper. Somebody can come in with 200K cash and then say, hey, I want everything, and then they just take over, and that's it. So there's that. And then going on to the lawyer, I'm into the preliminary talks. I'm waiting for a call back from him, which should be here any moment, or any moment near. And he talked about saying, hey, listen, what have you talked about with him, and so on and so forth. Is he doing it through a broker? Is there any other things that we have to worry about? And essentially letting me know more about him and what he does, and then how he can facilitate this actual this whole buyout. I don't know of his prices and everything like that to actually complete this type of work, but we'll see what happens. And I don't mind paying that, as long as I feel that we're getting into a good business that's worth it. And this is all a part of doing due diligence. Which is very important, doing due diligence in these type of transactions, because if you don't do your due diligence, you could end up losing a ton of money because of the fact that you just didn't do the proper investigation that was necessary to make sure that you knew that whether this was a good investment or not. I'm used to, doing everything from scratch, like my computer consulting business from scratch, the salon from scratch. We knew one or two things about all these industries, or one of the partners did, and then we just went into it, because we said, hey, listen, we want to invest either time or money into it, and we went forward. So those are the things that are very important in this case, because now I don't know much about this business. I have actually had a cleaning company, and I know the potential in this business, and I know what you need to do in terms of getting cleaning contracts. The biggest thing is sales time, and then recommendations and things like that. But I think one of the bigger things that we can actually bring to this is just new blood, new energy to this, so we can actually start making money and the way the lawyer put it, which I think was actually really good, is that it's not like we're pushing the car and starting it up, and then jumping on at a lower speed, and then it starts to sputter along, and then, it's taking off. This is a vehicle that's already taken off, actually had to break down, especially after the 2008 crash, and then it's still going, but it's still going at a speed of 120K per year, so profit, $1 million a year in sales, unverified numbers again. But at the same time, it's still moving, and then if I trip and fall, I can literally break my face, or get hit by that same vehicle, and that could be a very serious problem. So that's very important, getting a lawyer involved. I didn't want to get a lawyer involved too early, but it seems like it's probably the best thing to do, and I'm just going to flow with it and see what happens. I'm pretty much going to be using my tax return money for this, and we'll see how it all works. I don't want to lose all of it or anything like that, but I do want to see if this makes any sense to even do this business. So that's something that we're going to be looking into. So essentially, that's just a quick update on what's going on. Talking to the right people, making the contacts, talking with people that are in the loan industry, and telling me, hey, listen, these numbers seem pretty accurate if the guy's making 120K a year. Also talking with the lawyer to make sure that we have those boilerplate agreements, or the grandma soup type of agreements, as he put it, where everything's in there that's going to protect you even if you fall out and the sale does not go through in any way, shape, or form. Pretty much I'm at the infancy of this whole thing, where I'm just asking the question, or I know that he wants to sell it, and I'm just asking the proper questions to see if it's, to do the proper checks. So if I have to spend like $1,000 on this, I don't mind doing that, and then taking the hit of that cost, or the brunt of that cost, or taking that hit, because it could save me a lot more. If it's more than that, I'll have to look at it with the business partners and talk to them and make sure everything's good to go, making sure that we can actually split these costs, because it's quite a bit of money to do that. $1,000 I can handle by myself. Any more than that, I don't want to spend too much money into something, just into the paperwork. But again, it's most likely worth it at a price tag of $350K. So, got to spend money to make money, and you got to spend even more money to ensure that you don't lose money. But hey, as always, thank you for listening. I just wanted to give out that quick update. Peace.